Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Jaquan,
I'm Jasmine.
and welcome to the Film Spill.
So, today, guys, we're going to be reviewing the series Colony. This is a drama series, and here's a summary. In the not too distant future, Los Angeles has been invaded and occupied by outside forces, causing a rift between the city's residents. Former FBI agent Will Bowman and his wife Katie must consider their familial obligations when making their decision because they were separated from their son Bram during the invasion. The couple risked their lives and their relationship to protect their family.
Yeah, this was definitely an interesting show. I remember when we first found it, I immediately was drawn into it. The rating I'm gonna give this show is gonna be a 3. Let's get into my pros and my cons. So, very first pro, like I stated, it's a great show, great scientific show. You know, I really love the writing in the show. Is cool. Will's partner in the very beginning of the series is the same actor who played Baby Joker in Next Friday, so it was cool to see him. If you know Baby Joker, then you know what I'm talking about. Them waking up and seeing Snyder cooking them breakfast was very funny. The drones were just crazy strong. It was one of those things where it's like you don't want to get caught by those drones because you can get vaporized. Bram finding a way over the wall. That was the very first time we started seeing people actually maneuvering around the wall. It was crazy seeing Broussard as one of the red cap soldiers because that just showed you how clever and resourceful he was. He was, he could infiltrate in anywhere. And then also finding out Broussard before the fall was an FBI agent. Nolan telling his wife Charlotte to stay in her place. That was just funny to me. Nolan also too, just like Baby Joker, he's actually a character that played in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you remember Talbot, you remember that character, that name? Mm-hmm. So that's what Nolan played. Will killing Alexander, people rising up against the red cap soldiers. The Micro B was really cool. Snyder losing his position. But we're going to talk about Snyder because when he lost his position, he got it back. Drones obliterating the entire block was crazy. Like I said, they were really powerful. It was crazy when the host sent walls down around the city. That just shows you how powerful these alien beings were. Will saving Charlie, the drone killing Devin, and the other guy just completely vaporizing him. Once again, that's when we really first saw, this vaporizing thing in action. Broussard and his team finding out how to control a drone was wild. Finding out people were inside those pods was crazy because we started thinking, like, what was going on with these people in these pods? Charlie saving his sister and himself. Bram getting out of the detention camp. Will killing Burke. Seeing Will, Katie, and Broussard working together was crazy because throughout this entire series, you had this back and forth between all of them besides, just trying to figure out, like, whose side was who on. Broussard using the beacon to control the drones to take out his attackers. It was crazy when LA got marked for total annihilation. The new walking drones were cool. Will beating up the husband, Jonathan Crane. Finding out Broussard and Will were these things called outliers. The demi-alien killing Helena and her team. Will getting put in a pod and shipped off was a crazy plot towards the end. Cons, I just did not like Katie. That's the biggest con in this show. Katie did so much in this show that was just irritating me. I'm like, why? She just was making some dumb decisions. Really dumb decisions. Just messing a lot of stuff up. Snyder was definitely an op. He was a weasel. He just did whatever he could to kind of stay in the position. Katie and Will playing both sides. I just feel like that was just so extra. Like I said, everybody was just playing these sides, but them two against each other, I'm like, I didn't like that. Broussard killing Kim. Katie kept getting mad at Will for doing anything in his powers to get their son back because she was so worried about the resistance. It was crazy when Broussard killed Phyllis and her husband. Snyder kept changing terms on Will. The public execution was messed up. Alexander definitely was op as well. Will saving Snyder, like why he should have got killed. Rachel dying. Alexander switching up on the resistance. He was the leader of the resistance. The rebels hanging Rachel's family. That was really sad. It took Will so long to find out that his wife was a part of the resistance. I'm like, bro, all these clues. Like, you just cannot find this stuff out, but he ended up finding out. The resistance kidnapping the alien, putting everyone in LA at risk. Finding out that it was some astronauts that answered some code from outer space, which brought the aliens there. Once again, like we always say, these people messing with stuff that they don't have no business messing with. Now look, the drone not killing Will and Charlie, we found out later that it was because they were like these outliers, but in the very beginning, I'm like, why is they not they're not killing them. Jennifer killing herself was sad. Burke and Bennett was definitely ops. Maya was just doing too much. Lindsay dying was sad. McGregor was just crazy, just conspiracy theorist. Charlie dying was really sad because they did so much in the very early seasons to try to save their son. So when he died, I'm like, dang, like that was basically the entire first 2 seasons, and then he died in season 3. I'm like, it's messed up. Like I said, Snyder stayed coming out on top. Somehow this dude literally would just lose everything, and next thing you know, he in a position of power again. Bram starting to trust Snyder of all people, like, and basically not, going against his family. And then towards the end, the family fell apart. That was sad. And then they canceled the show, so we never really got a chance to see what happened with Will. Like, all these other different loopholes that they left open. So other than that, definitely interesting show. I give it a 3.
Okay, guys, so I give this a 2. This show was cool. Like, I like the whole alien drone technology aspect of it, and it had a lot of drama and conflict going on. I like how they wrote what you were talking about. Katie joined the resistance, and then Will was working for the government who was hunting down the resistance. So essentially, they were a married couple on opposite sides of the conflict, which was just like so funny. I didn't like Snyder and his character, like you said. I didn't like the fact that he was around for all 3 seasons, and he even became the governor, even though he was a rat and a snake the whole time. I understand they put these characters in there, but it's like he just survived and stayed on top, like you said. And I definitely didn't like that time when Will saved him from getting killed.
Yeah, that's
like, no, I can't just let nobody hurt him.
Like, what?
Like, boy, go somewhere.
Boy.
Katie was definitely doing too much throughout the whole series. I'm not gonna lie, she was doing way too much. The hosts were revealed to be machines who fled their own enemies and enslaved humanity for their own benefit. So that was interesting. It was a lot going on with their son, Bram. He was sent to a labor camp, and then Snyder was there. Some other stuff later in the series, Will rescued Charlie, like you said, from the other side of the wall, but then Charlie got killed by a sniper when the family was trying to escape, why was he in the back? First of all, he was in the back, I think, when he got shot. It was just a whole lot going on, but it was a pretty good series, but I'll give it a 2.
Just like always, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. You guys have a good one.